Hari Om. I'm Swami Satchitananda here. I want to speak to you about fear, particularly fear of failure. Okay? Because many of us have this problem. What is the nature of fear? Okay? Let us understand the nature of fear. Let us understand that fear is a substratum of human life. Right? From the beginning, as soon as you're born, right from the time you're a baby, your whole life, there is one emotion that runs through it, and that is called fear. Right? What is the biggest fear? Biggest fear is of my own death. Is my own death, that I will be no more, is a fear. So therefore, what happens is that this is sometime in the future, we don't know when. We say when Yama is going to come and knock at your door, the god of death, you don't know. Come anytime. But the thing is that we live with this fear constantly throughout our life. And most of the things that we buy and try to possess are to make up for this fear. Okay? Or to make up for this fear, we believe that by getting something and keeping it with me, that fear will reduce. That fear does not reduce. Right? But we have spent a lot of time in security. Right? We need good education. We need good housing. We need a good car. We need many things like that. Then we have many, many wants also. We want diamonds, like Elizabeth Taylor. She was fascinated with diamonds, as you know. Some of you may know. So you may want things like that, diamonds, whatever. But the thing is that you keep on accumulating. Why? Because at the end of all of that is that fear. And there is a belief somewhere that if I get something, all these things, then that fear will reduce. That fear cannot be reduced by accumulation of things. Right? So that is something which does not make up for the fear of death, fear of your own imperfection, fear of unknown tomorrow. That does not make up. But in my mind at that point of time, I feel that I will make up. So let us not talk about fear of death right now, because that is a separate subject that needs to be gone into. When you come to the point when you know that you are not anymore your body and mind complex, then that fear will go away, we say. Okay? In Vedanta we say that fear is there because you believe you have wrongly established yourself as the body-mind complex. When you get out of that and you understand there is another person behind that also, which we call as Atman, then that fear of your body going away will go along with that. Okay? So I don't want to go into that right now, but briefly. Now one of the things that we have to do is action all the time, karma. And all the time we are doing something so that we can become something, right? You ask a small child, a father will call the child and what do you want to become? I want to become a doctor. What do you want to become? I want to become a pilot. What do you want to become? I want to become a fire ranger, whatever. So, becoming is what life is about. Okay? We have to become something. Now, in becoming something that you want to do, there is a lot of action to be taken. Karma is a continuous process, right? You keep on taking some action, one after the other, towards becoming something. Once you have reached that space and you become a doctor, then now what you're going to become? You think, I want to be very rich. Okay. You become very rich, then what do you want to become? So it goes on. But this is a driving factor of what we want to become. Become, of course, in inverted commas. So the actions that we take, we keep on taking, trying to move ourselves in a particular direction, that we believe will be the best exhibition of myself, and which will take away also this fear that is there. By becoming that, fear will go, unhappiness will go, right? All that will go. I'll be happy forever, right? So does that happen? For every action that we take, there are three possibilities. We talked about it earlier, right? That you may achieve that goal, you may achieve that partly, or you may not achieve it. Most of the people who are successful in life, and there is data available, you can look at anybody, most of the people who have been successful in their life in terms of money, in terms of the spirituality, in terms of moral standing, all of them, they have failed first. And Mahatma Gandhi has written a book, as somebody written his autobiography. This is all about failure, right? To do this, and that failure drives me to do something. Okay. So there is a good possibility with any action you are taking to become something that you may succeed partly or fail partly, or you may fail fully, right? Now, if your mindset says, oh, this fear, I am fearing this may not achieve the objective, then what will be your state? How can you put in your best effort? Tell me. You are a rational person. How can you put in your best of what you are, in the work in front of you, if you have this fear, constant fear of failure? And why the reason for failure is there is because the reality is that in any given situation, you are acting. That is part of your input. But the output results upon many other factors in the universe. There are many things outside that have to align together to make this result possible. Even one of them go out of place, failure can occur, which is not in your hands at all. Today the people tell us, no, you can become what you want to become. It's all in your hands. That is not true. That is not true, and you know that by your own experience. That there are many factors. You have done your very best, and still you have not been successful in particular actions, in achieving a particular goal, and so on and so forth. Okay? So because there are so many factors affecting the end result of the action that you have taken, failure is imminent, and it is not in your hands. So if you continue to remain fearful of that failure, then you will not be able to put in your best in the job that you're doing at hand, right? Why should you fear failure? Because we feel that if you are a failure, what will the world say about us? What will the people say about it? You feel you'll be judged. You're more fearful of that than the failure itself. The combination of two things: your own failure and other people making a judgment on your failure. Both causes you to be tensed as you're working. Right? So what do we do? What do we do then? It is rational for us to believe that whatever that needs to be done has to be done to make what we are doing in front of us the best. We don't want to put up a second best situation to anyone. We want to put the best. If the mind has to work in that, then you cannot allow the fear of failure to come into the picture now. Because you don't even know whether you're going to fail or succeed. In fact, a person should, when he is doing his best, should believe that, okay, some good things will happen. After all, I've done something. But many of us who don't believe that, who are negatively oriented, therefore they feel that whatever I'm doing, I will be a failure, So soon it becomes into an accepted format in the mind. And then before you do something, you say, I'm a failure. And that is a cause for failure itself. That's a cause for failure itself. Failure doesn't make you a less of a human being. It's the first thing you have to understand. neither does it make you superior to any other human being. So everyone who is going through this path has to go through failures at different levels, at the emotional level, at the psychological level, at the functional level, at the ideal level. At every level there will be failures. If you accept that failures are a part, so if you see that you have not achieved your objective, you will collect your mind and start working on seeing how it can be done, because the mind will not allow you not to do anything. So you can collect your mind and see what are the failures, what are the things that affect us from outside. Is there any way I could control it? Any way I can control it? You can see. Try out again. Right? So that is better than saying that, projecting that a failure will occur and there's going to be a problem. So does it make sense to you? Right? Fearing failure is fearing life. Life does not give you fear. Life does not give you a fear anywhere. Life offers only the positive things in life. All the positive things is offered by life and nature. Nature offers you only the positive things. Right? And if the negative things are also there are other people to consume that negative things also. Right? So we are the only species, the thinking species, which has the ability to make this format and keep it in our mind and fear failure. Right? Think about it. It's a serious question, because you can transform your life if you get out of the fear of projecting your own failure. It can transform your life. You can become from a mediocre to the first runner. Right? The first runner, if he has this failure, he cannot become a leader at all. Right? You will see even in political cases, when you are seeing the politics of the world, there are many people who have failed. They keep trying. Because the drive to be the president, to be the chief minister, to be the MP is so high that the failure does not affect them. We should also become like that. We should keep a thick skin, I think.